Oh, I'm so happy you can join me in this video on how to learn how to play a hunter, especially for those who just made a level 90 with the pre-purchase of Warlords of Draenor, or you've had a hunter and you just want to learn more about it, or you know, you don't play your hunter and you still want to learn about it. So this is perfect for you, and I hope I can be clear and concise with it, and I hope you come away with something new. Alright, so now that you are in survival spec and you're not PvPing like me and you're trying to PvE, the first thing we need to do is prioritize our stats. And the first thing is to make sure our hit chance and expertise chance is maxed, which is 7.5% or 2,550 points. Then after that, we're going to make sure we have our agility all the way up to as much as we can get. And then for our secondary stats, we are going to do crit is greater than haste is greater than mastery. So when you're reforging and there's mastery and haste in an item, like this helmet here, I took the mastery and made it into critical strike. And I did that for just about every item that was just like that. And as for gems, if you have a yellow, you're going to use a deadly vermilion onyx, which is 80 agility, 160 critical strike. And then for reds, you're going to use delicate primordial ruby. And if you're a jewel crafter like me, I use the delicate serpent eye. For enchants, it's just usual agility, crit, critical strike, all stats, agility, you know, Lord Blastington's Scope of Doom. That's a mouthful to say actually, I don't even know. And then haste for your gloves, and then any type of engineering enchants you have too, so I have Synapse Springs. So, what do you do for talents though? What I like to do is use Post Haste, Binding Shot, Spirit Bond, Dire Beast, Murder Grows, and Glaive Toss. These are the best for PvE survival. Why? Post Haste gets you from point A to point B faster, Binding Shot CCs trash mobs, Spirit Bond regens your health so the healers don't have to heal you so hard, Dire Beast gives you damage and focus, Murder Crows is DPS, and Glaive Toss is another ability that you spam off cooldown. Glyphs. Glyphs can be whatever you want, because hunters have the worst glyphs in the game. But that's the price we pay for playing a hunter, so that's okay then. And then for pets can be whatever you really want. I like to use my wolf or hyena or cat, because they give raid buffs. And make sure you have them at ferocity when you're PvEing. That way if they die, you can Heart of the Phoenix, or you can just revive it, because revive pet is now like 3 seconds, so who cares. So what do you do for rotation? This is the biggest part, because survival has the most cooldown intensive rotation of the 3 hunter specs. Now, always start off with burst phase. This is when you're going to use all your major cooldowns. So Murder Crows, then you use Stampede, and your rapid fire. But how do we use this, and what order do we do it in? So when I start it, I do Murder Crows first with my Stampede, and Stampede is macroed into Rapid Fire, which we'll talk about more. And then after that, I put my Serpent Sting and my Dire Beast on, because that gives me focus. Then I use Black Arrow, Explosive Shot, and Glaive Toss. And this is what it looks like. Or, you know, be like me and do Explosive Shot, and then Black Arrow, because I'm a hypocrite and ironic and don't do what I say, you know. But same difference. And every time Explosive Shot comes off cooldown, make sure you're using that. Every time Black Arrow comes off cooldown, you're doing that. Explosive Shot, Glaive Toss is off cooldown, using that. So it's just all cooldowns. Dire Beast is off right now. Put that back on. Explosive Shot. And when you get lock and load procs, you just use 1, 2, 3 in a row. There's no DPS downtime if you don't use them in a row anymore, especially in Wrath of the Lich King, because there was. But not anymore. So you can use it in a sequence. Alright, so what are the macros you need? There are a lot of macros you can use, but the most important for survival are macroing Stampede and Rapid Fire, and making sure you have your Synapse Springs macroed to an ability that it will have 100% uptime on, and you don't have to worry about using an extra button to hit your Synapse Springs, and you don't have to click it. No one likes clicking. Then Arcane Shot makes sure that I have Aspect of the Hawk up, or Iron Hawk, whichever one you use. And of course, there will be a list within the description of every macro I use, so you don't have to worry about reading these and trying to figure out which one's which. So there's really nothing to it when it comes to being a hunter. It's just cooldown, making sure you have the right cooldowns, making sure you're spamming your abilities at the right time, and making sure your stats are prioritized. And I hope the macros work too. Macros are a lifesaver within PvP and PvE, but for now we're just only going to use a couple macros. Stampede, Instant Up Springs, or if you're any other spec and you use some type of proc that you have to activate. But anyway, I hope this video helped somewhat. It's a short video, but the whole idea is just to teach you the basics of what to do on a hunter for PvE. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you'll subscribe and like it, and stay tuned for more videos in the future.